everyone. So for today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a video about what is live model horse showing all about. So this is a frequently asked question from people that are not in model horses. Like a lot of times my mom would tell people that I was at a model horse show and they'd be like, oh, is that real horses? So a lot of people don't really quite understand what judges look for, how it actually works. So this is that type of video. It might be useful if you've never stepped foot in a live show before and you're interested in kind of like what a judge would look for, what the horses are judged on, and whatnot. I have three draft horses here, and let's just say this is an American Spotted draft class. So just as like a rough idea. And so we have three draft horses here, and they're all pintos, so they could be qualified for the American Spotted draft. And so when you're at a show, you can see how the horses are kind of lined up. They're about, say, 7 inches from the edge of the table. They each have a tag on. So typically their tag would say the breed you assign them. So if this was an American Spotted draft class, their breed should say American Spotted draft. You give them a gender, so mare, gelding, or stallion, or if it's a baby, it would be a filly or a colt. You write the finish, so these are all original finish, so OF would be written on the tag. And then you have a number when you're in your particular region. So I'm region 10, we have a number system, so my number is 524. All my models have an assigned number with mine starting it. So mine would be like 524, say 259 would be the horse's number or something like that. Start from 001 and then you go up from there. So each model has a tag on, and on the back side of the tag it says the model horse's name. So you have to name each horse that you show for results, and then it says the owner's name. That way you don't pick up the wrong horse, because there might be 20 of the same horse in the ring. So as a judge, you would go from horse to horse and you'd look over the entire horse. Like you're looking over the top, you're looking to the sides, you're checking out the condition of the model. Is it scratched? Does it have lint under the finish? Like, how nice is this actual model? And then you go on to the next one and you do the same thing. So, but if say you had a horse in this class that was, we'll just put this one down, he would not really fit in this class because he's not spotted. So he would automatically be at the end of the class. If there was only 4 horses in this class, he would get 4th because he doesn't follow the breed standard. So typically when you're showing a model horse, you need to provide documentation in reference material. So if it's a known breed that most judges should know off the top of their head, you don't need a reference photo, but it helps to have breed standards. So like what colors this breed can come in, and how big is this horse? Does it have feathers? Like all those little details. And then the documentation is this model horse is a Peter Stone trotting drafter. He was made like say 2005, and he's a Palomino Pinto, and you'd put like information about that particular model itself. So when I'm judging an OF, American Spotted Drafter class, and say I'm double judging it, meaning I would judge on breed characteristics, so that would be a breed placing, and then I judge on collectability. So I look at these 3 models, and hopefully the owner would have documentation down in front of the horse and would say what year they were made, how many were made, and they're trying to prove how collectible, how rare this horse is, and what I should know about it. So that's why it's very important to have documentation. Along with judging the breed, you need to know the characteristics of a breed, you need to know the colors, you need to know the conformation. So can this model survive in real life? Is one of its legs broken if it was a real horse? Because sometimes there are conformational issues with model horses. So there's a lot that goes into actually judging a model. It's not just looking to see which one's the prettiest one. So say you have 5 of the same horse in the class. So say you have 5 of these draft horses in the class, what you'd be looking at is the shading, the quality of the paint job, if there's any scratches, if the mapping is crisp on the model, how the eyes are, and how detailed the bobs are painted. So that all comes into effect when you're judging or looking at model horses on a show table. You don't just like walk by and be like, I like that one, and that one's gonna get first place. There's a lot of things you have to follow for it to make sense. So each of these models, just pretend that they're in a show ring. They'd have a card that tells me information about the actual particular mold, and then there would be information about the breed standard, and it has evidence that these colors are possible, which they all are for American Spotted Drafters because they have a wide range of colors that are acceptable. So you would just judge them accordingly based on how well their reference material is and how nice the model is and stuff. So if I was judging breed, I don't know if I'm slightly biased, but I really like this Peterstone Trotting Drafter as an American Spotted Draft, and I particularly have a reference photo that looks just like this model for that breed. So that's why I really like it a lot. So he would probably get first in my book for a breed in this little mini class as an example. And then I could go either way and sway either way on these two models. But I do tend to like the new draft mold, which is over here. So he might get second in breed, and then this might get third in breed. It would be a close tie if they all had good reference material in front of them. And then collectability wise, this drafter on the end is only 5 made, but it's a Peterstone. This one in the middle is a Breyer that there was maybe like 1,000 made. And then this one on the edge, there was probably like maybe 2,000 made of this one. So these guys are pretty close in collectability. So it could go either way because Peterstones kind of fall into a different category. But the Peterstone might be more desirable because there's not that many made and it's kind of a pretty horse. So it could kind of fall into different placings with the judge's opinion. So collectability is based on how rare, the condition, all that of a model. Breed is based on the conformation, color, and breed standard and how you're following. So that's pretty much what judges look for. If you just see horses placed on a table with information in front of them. So that's what people are looking at. So you will see a show ring that has 30 to 60 horses on it. So the judge has to go around and look at each model, look at each documentation, and look at the tag to make sure the horse was assigned an appropriate breed. Because some classes are very general, like sport breeds or coaching breeds. So there could be like 20 different breeds of horses in that one particular class. When you have a quarter horse class, every horse in that class should be a quarter horse. So it's like more straightforward. You don't have to look at all the tags, but and it's just knowing conformation, knowing which models are more realistic, and what comes into play when you're judging, say, customs, which is a model that's altered in any way, shape, or form. So take like this Peterstone Trotting Drafter and say I repainted him to a black Shire. So he was black with a blaze and 4 white stockings or something. I would have to show like a reference photo, and that model would be judged on breed, just like we discussed before for the original finish, and it would be judged on workmanship. So they don't get judged on collectability because they're customs. They get judged on workmanship, which judges the artist's ability to capture how realistic the model is and how well they brought that over through their paint job and through their customization. So you're pretty much being judged as an artist when you're in a workmanship class. So it would follow the same breed standards. Like, does this follow the breed standard? Is the conformation correct? And then the workmanship, if you got gloppy paint job or streaks in your paint, you're not going to do very well. So if you have, and you'll see like custom model horses that look like they can walk off the table. They look super realistic. So that's what customs are judged on, and artist risens are pretty much the same thing. They're just an artist released risen, so there might only be 200 made of them, but another artist will hand paint them, and so they're being judged on the breed and the workmanship also. And so that's what judges are looking at. It's not just lining up horses on the table and picking out which one's prettiest. There's a lot of kind of research that goes into assigning breeds for models, and the judge needs to look at a lot of different things when considering a model to be picked, while moving at a relatively forward pace with judging, because usually there's like a lot of classes, anywhere from 25 to 50 classes they have to judge. So and then with performance, that's a totally different ballpark. Performance is where you're trying to recreate a real life event with the horse. So meaning you have a dressage class, you have to have a dressage test with the letters of the ring, and you have to show the horse in full dressage tack, properly tacked up, proper bit. Everything has to be legal, like it was a real horse competition. And you have to have the test and show what movement the horse is performing. So, and that's what you're being judged on. You're being judged on how realistic the tack is. Is the horse tacked up correctly? Would this happen in real life? And that happens for all different types of events. So you have a bunch of harness classes. So there's draft harness, pleasure harness. There's all different types of different categories. And then you'd have like hunter pleasure, you'd have Western pleasure. So what you're trying to do is recreate what you'd see with a real horse in a real horse ring, with the tack, with the rider, with how the horse would be going, how the bit should sit in their mouth, everything like that through a model horse. So performance is pretty intense. I don't have a performance set up right now because I untack everything after a show, but it's really cool to see what people come up with neat ideas or different ideas, but people will go full out. So say you have a cross country entry and the horse will have like the full figure 8 bridle, have the breastplates, they'll have matching leg boots and bell boots and saddle pads, and it looks like it's a real horse. Like, and that's what you're trying to recreate. We're trying to recreate what a real horse would look like through a model horse. So that's what model horse shows are being judged on when you go to a live show. And there's different classes, and there's different divisions. So halter division means what you're looking at right here. Horses placed on the table with their information and their tag, and that's what they're being judged on. They're being judged on breed and collectability if they're original finish, and breed and workmanship if they're customs or artist risens. And then there's different divisions of halter, meaning original finish, custom, artist risen, china, / porcelain, and that's just different finishes of the models. And then performance is what I just described. You're seeing what you'd see at a live horse show, from anywhere from showmanship to cross country to jumping, to reining, anything like that. So performance is very, very competitive in our Region 10, and so is just halter showing, because there's a million beautiful horses out there, and so there's so much to think about when showing model horses. And I do get that frequently asked question of what, I don't understand what they're looking at, what's going on, there's 20 of the same horse on the table, how do they pick which one is best? And to just re-answer that question, I touched base on it a little bit earlier. When you have, say, 20 of the same horse on the table, say it's a brand new model and a lot of people went out and got it and they wanted to try to show it, you're looking at, if that model qualifies for that breed and you really like that model, you're going to bounce around to all those models on that table. And this is what I do if I judge. And I pick which one has the best shading, the best eyes, is the most realistic, which one doesn't have goobers, doesn't have scratches, doesn't have rubs, which is consistent through its paint job, has crisp markings. There's so many little things that you have to pick out. And some models are way darker, way lighter, so there's a preference. And some people like particular colors of models and stuff like that. So there's so much that goes into what is being judged. And you could have a model go to one show and like get first place, and then at the next show they don't even pin. So every judge has a different opinion, even though they should be following a basic guideline to like what they should be looking at and judging on. Everybody varies what they look for and what they look at and what they like. So some people might not like a particular color or a particular mold and whatnot. So that definitely you can see comes into effect with judging at some shows. But I hope this made sense, just to give a rough idea of what you'd see and what people can kind of understand is being looked at now. So this is more for someone that's from the outside world, not into model horses, or if you're just touching base into model horses, might be a useful video for you. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you for watching.